Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? It's your boy Ab, and I'm back with another video. As you can see by the title, it's the long awaited video, the top 20 rarest items and skins inside of the game. And the first video I made, honestly, I did not think it was going to get as much support as it did. But I know a lot of you guys have been asking me to make an updated version. And as you guys know, a lot of stuff has been re-released. I will be getting into that later on in the video. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for 2.7k, and if you're not already subscribed, make sure to smash that subscribe button for daily content or streams. You know, I've been rotating now. You know, I'm starting to focus on content more because I feel like that's where I'm better, and I gotta focus on, you know, what I'm good at. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to like this video as well. If this video gets to 100 likes, we'll see. I'm gonna say 100 likes. That's a lot, but I really feel like we could get it. I will drop the top 15 most expensive items and skins inside of the game, which I already did my research on. I just have to record and edit and whatnot, so if this hits 100 likes, I will definitely get that video out for you guys to watch. But without further ado, I'm gonna get at the item that's gonna be ranked at number 20, and that is gonna be none other than the Ghost skin. And you guys got pretty mad at me for not even giving this an honorable mention in my last video, but after all the skins Cod Mobile re-released and everything, I feel like this is deserving of a solid number 20 spot. If you guys don't know, Ghost was the Season 1 Battle Pass skin Tier 1 reward, so as soon as you bought the Battle Pass, you were immediately rewarded with the Ghost skin. And I feel like just because we're going to be going on to, what, Season 7 or 8 now, and this is a Season 1 skin, the first ever Battle Pass skin, I feel like it's definitely OG and deserving of that number 20 spot. Alrighty, moving on to number 19, we have the AK-47 Red Action, which was also in the Season 1 Battle Pass. The reason this ranked higher than the Ghost is because Ghost was on Tier 1, and back in Season 1 you had to grind 100 tiers to finish the Battle Pass, and none other than the AK-47 Red Action was the Tier 100 reward. So that is why I feel like it's deserving of that number 19 spot, although Ghost and the AK-47 Red Action are both pretty close in terms of rarity, based off just when they were released, and that you had to like pay money to get them basically off the Battle Pass. Alrighty, moving on to the number 18 spot, I'm going to say the DLQ TrickorTreat, which was also in my last tier video, but I think it was ranked way higher, but I'm going to rank this lower this time on the tier list because I feel like the DLQ TrickorTreat is definitely rare and OG. However, there's a lot of Season 1 skins that are rare and OG, or like Season 2, 3 skins that are really rare and OG now that you don't really hear a lot about because they're like this TrickorTreat skin. They're in the green rarity, they're like green rarity, blue rarity, and whatnot. So I feel like they don't get as much recognition as a purple skin would. But I feel like just as a whole, all the green skins that have been released over the past season, such as Season 1 and 2, that just don't get any recognition because of their rarity and how nobody uses them, it's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly which one of those skins were Season 1 only and not re-released or anything like that. And that would have took a lot of research that your boy did not do, so I'm sorry about that. But I just wanted to say that for all you guys who have all these uncommon skins that you guys wanted in the tier list. I'm definitely like showing all my support to those skins, like giving those a spot on the list, but I just chose the DLQ TrickorTreat to represent all those uncommon skins. And the DLQ TrickorTreat, since this is the skin I used, was a skin that was worth $5 in Season 1. It's a Halloween skin. It's my go-to sniper skin in sniper 1v1s, anything. I've always used this skin just because I love Halloween so much, and I think it's so simple. It's just like straight black with like Halloween stickers on it. I think it's a really nice, simple skin, and that's why I use it since Season 1. Moving on to that spot number 17, we have the Merck 2, which was a Season 2 Master 2 BR reward. And just like this season, you had to grind BR to get this skin. However, back in Season 1 and 2, not a lot of people were fans of BR. There were very few people who actually took the time to grind BR because Cod Mobile was never a Battle Royale based game, so people really didn't take the time to actually grind for this game. BR just wasn't the main topic back then. It was always multiplayer, ranked. It was all about the multiplayer concept, not necessarily BR. And that's why very few people got this skin. And I feel like it was deserving of that number 17 spot on this list. Moving on to number 16, we have the Ruined Jungle, which was the first ever direct purchasable skin in Cod Mobile. and this skin went for $7 USD, and this was released at the beginning of season 1. Like I said, it was the first ever direct purchasable skin, which I feel like is deserving of that number 16 spot, because it wasn't really appealing. Like, I don't find this skin very appealing. I was very skeptical on getting it myself. However, very few people have this skin now, or that still play the game anyways, and that's why I feel like this is very deserving of a number 16 spot, just because of how few people you ever see this game. But besides the bots, I know a lot of bots have this skin. I don't know why Cod Mobile was like, you know what, I'm gonna put the battery demolition on that skin right there, or that bot I should say, and I don't really understand that, but I feel like it's definitely deserving of a number 16 spot, just based off when it was released and where we're at now. We're getting bundles and everything. This was the first direct purchasable skin there was in the game, and I feel like that's why it's deserving of a number 16 spot. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, now this one was a little iffy to put in the 15 spot. You know, I really thought this list through, and you know what, before I go any further, let me know if I missed anything. Once you finish the video, let me know if I missed any skins that you guys were surprised were not on the tier list, or that should have been on the tier list. But at that number 15 spot, your boy put the Color Burst Karambit in it. It was the first ever Season 1 cashback reward. It cost $50 to get this skin. And I know a lot of people in Season 1 were skeptical about spending that much, considering how Cod Mobile was already going down a path of having to pay $200 for a lucky draw, like that skeleton lucky draw. So not a lot of people actually finished the cashback event for $50, because $50 for a game that just released is quite a hefty price to pay for a knife skin. And that's why I feel like not a lot of people actually went for this skin. And now that we're going into Season 8, I'm pretty sure it is, that's why I feel like this is deserving of that number 15 spot on the tier list. Alrighty guys, before I get into the top 15 skins, I just named the 15 skins, so top 14 skins on this tier list, I want to give a huge RIP to the following skins that were OG, would have probably been deserving of at least a top 20 spot on the list, or at least an honorable mention that just did not make it on the list because of Cod Mobile re-releasing these skins. And that, my friends, is Captain Price, the Season 1 first crate skin. They re-released them 2 times, not even for money, for free. In the 1-for-1 task force event, same thing with Gaz and Ghost Stealth, ripped those skins as well. I actually spent money on Ghost Stealth and Gaz, so it was a little upsetting that they re-released it for free. Such an easy task. Also, ripped to the Profit site, Season 1 crate was one of the first crates to also release, was way up in the tier list on my last video, but unfortunately Cod Mobile re-released it for free as a grindable event. Also, ripped to the ASM10 Black and Gold, which was also re-released. It would have definitely been deserving of probably a top 10 spot on the tier list. However, Cod Mobile re-released it in a bundle, so I was able to get it, so that's good, but RIP to the rarity of it, how OG it is. No more PDW Royal Crimson being in the tier lists anymore. It was re-released as a 20k credit gun inside of the credit store. I really like the skin, but I'm just kind of upset that they re-released it for such for free, basically, for 20,000 credits. All the people who spent money on those crates, I kind of feel bad for them for having to spend that much when it just got released for free later on. And the last but not least, I'm going to have to give it to the Locust. Let me know if there's any other skins I didn't get that you feel like are just like RIP to them. Like they lost all their rarity, all their value. Like they're not OG anymore. But Locust Kosmos, the last one, because they ended up re-releasing it in another event for free, or you could buy the crate, but I know a lot of people got it in the free crates, which I was shocked because I spent $200 for this skin just for it to be re-released. So that was a little upsetting, but those are the skins that I remembered basically that were just deserving of a moments of reminiscing. We have to reminisce on how OG those skins were, like all the hype that were around them when they were released and all that type of stuff, and just, you know, a moment of silence for those skins, because they are not OG anymore. Those skins are extremely common now. So with that being said, let's hop back into the tier list. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, coming at that number 14 spot, we have the Merc one, which was introduced in the Profit site crate, which was The first crates are released in Season 1, so that's why this skin is very rare. This skin got deserving of a top 15 spot on the tier list. The Profit site would have been up on the tier list, probably top 10. However, they re-released it as a free event, I think 2 seasons ago. So I feel like this skin is just definitely deserving of the, well, number 14 spot because of just how far we've been in Cod Mobile since this actually released, which was Season 1 in the first ever crate. Coming in at that number 13 spot, we have the Special Ops 2, which was the Season 1 BR Master Reward. And like I said about the Master 2 Season 2 BR Reward, these skins were just not popular. No one really wanted to grind BR for these skins because Cod Mobile was never BR based, so people were not really willing to grind to get this skin in BR. However, for the people who did, I respect that because this is an extremely rare and OG skin now, and you are deserving of this skin because to grind to Master in Season 1 BR, you have my respect. Coming in at that number 12 spot, we have the Black and Gold Arctic 50, which was a crate in, if I'm not mistaken, Season 2 for 720 CP per 10 pull. Now the chances of getting this gun in the crate were very low, so not a lot of people for the amount of CP they spent got this skin, and even for the people who did spend lots of CP, it was just a lot of CP to spend. It wasn't guaranteed, so not a lot of people actually tested their luck for this, and for the people who did, they either left very happy, disappointed, or like they regretted it. Like, bro, I just spent $200 for this Arctic 50 skin that I'm never gonna get back. And guess what, guys? Apparently they're releasing a Black and Gold Arctic 50 bundle. If I'm not mistaken, that's what someone told me. So for the people who did spend $200 to get this skin, I just want to say an F for you, ladies and gentlemen. F for you if you spent money to get this Black and Gold Arctic 50 skin. However, if you didn't spend any money for this and it's coming as a bundle, like me, your boy's kind of excited for the bundle to come out. And I feel like this is definitely deserving of that number 12 spot simply because of how long we've come in Cod Mobile. And this was a Season 2 skin, and guess what? We're in like Season 7, so you know, it's been a long time. I honestly thought this was a beta skin the first tier list I did, just because I've never seen anybody, and I mean anybody, with this skin, so that's why it's deserving of this spot. For 11th spot, I gave it to the DLQ Holidays because the amount of CP you had to spend to get this, 2160 CP. 2,160 CP for 110 pull, and the chances of getting this skin were extremely low. So you're basically spending $25 for 110 pull. For what? You're not even guaranteed the skin. So you're spending like $25 for like some miracle that you get it in the first 10 pull. However, in the cashback event, they did give you 10 free crates for this DLC holiday. So I guess you got 20 pulls on the crate if you spent your money. You got 20 pulls on the crate. If you pulled it in 20 crates, just think about that. Do you ever pull a skin in the first 20 crates without any like luck or some insane miracle? Probably not, and that's why this skin is so rare on the tier list. It's also an early Season 2 skin, so this skin was released way back in December, and we're in the summer now, so you can obviously tell it's been a long time since it's released. And I would have went for this skin, but the price on the crate, there was no way I was spending $25 for 110 pull just to not even be guaranteed a skin. So that's why this is definitely deserving of that number 11 spot. Alrighty, before I get into the top 10 rarest items and skins inside of the game, I just wanted to give some honorable mentions out. First one going to the Elite PMC. This was a very OG skin. It was actually in the CP store, at the first ever CP store buyable skin, Elite PMC, and I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, it was around what, $10-15 or something like that. Very nice skin. Is it something I use? No, but is it deserving of an honorable mention? Yes. Now let me tell you why this isn't in the tier list. This skin was in the shop for Season 1. I know for a fact it was Season 1, and I'm almost positive it was in the shop for Season 2. Now I don't know if they like took the skin out of the shop after Season 2, and because most of the items on this list are Season 2 and Season 1, I didn't think putting an item in the shop that's been in the shop since Season 3, it's a guaranteed skin, anybody could buy it, it's guaranteed, so I know a lot of people did take advantage of that. If this skin did end up going into Season 3, it was definitely not worthy of being on the top 20 rarest items or skins list, and that's why I did not put it on the top 20 rarest items or skins list. Moving on to the next one, I have the Ice Shattered Axe, which was the Season 2 cashback reward for $50. And the reason this is an honorable mention is because although this skin is extremely rare now, and it's really OG, I feel like that Christmas time, there was like tons of new content, tons of new stuff people needed CP for. I feel like so many people actually ended up getting this, especially since it's Christmas time. You know, you get a lot of gifts and everything, iTunes, Google Play. A lot of people were actually able to cop this skin, and you guys will know why I put this as an honorable mention and not actually in it, considering I already gave the cashback Karambit some recognition in this list in the top 20, so you guys will understand later on. Moving on, this was honestly, I'm giving this one to the captain, alright? And the captain was $10, and this skin is extremely rare. This skin is super OG, extremely rare, but it was not deserving of a top 10 or even 20 spot after what I just read. So in Cod Mobile, I didn't even know this happened, but apparently there was some event where if you buy like a $50 Google Play card or something with like Cod Mobile, I don't even know how it works, some kind of event, they give you the captain skin as a reward for doing it. So I mean, it just lost all of its value because that's like a recent event. So I mean, I was kind of disappointed reading this, but at the same time, who's gonna spend $50 on a gift card? You know what? I take that back. You know, a lot of people do. I would probably end up doing that. If I didn't have Captain, I probably would have done it. Anyhow, I just feel like since they re-released an event where anybody could get it, it just lost all of its value. Although you still don't see a lot of people with it. Pretty disappointed Cod Mobile did this, and I actually didn't know this until like recently when I was doing research on all these weapons and all that type of stuff. But guys, it was definitely deserving of an honorable mention. Moving on to another honorable mention. See, thought I was going to say the top 10. No, don't get too excited yet. It is the LK24 CQB and the Chacombe CQB. Anybody could get this LK24 and Chacombe CQB. If you grinded through Season 2, you got a bunch of crates. And I know tons of people who actually got these through those crates. Unfortunately, I was not lucky enough to get these. And I feel like because they can't compete with what's later on in this list, you guys will understand why I put this at an honorable mention and not actually in the top 20 list. But this is definitely deserving of an honorable mention just based off how rare the drop chance was in the crates and how difficult it was per se to grind crates throughout the battle pass. But you guys will understand why this wasn't deserving of a top 20 spot and another item was later on in the list. Alrighty, getting into those top 10 rarest items and skin, ladies and gentlemen. I know this is what you were looking for. The top 10 all-time rarest items and skins in Cod Mobile. And to start, we have the High Voltage Prophet, which was released in Season 1 as a crate, and I feel like a lot of the reason this skin is so ranked high in this list is because not a lot of people really liked the way the skin looked, and for the amount it took, like what, $10 to do one 10 pull on this, very low drop chance with the characters in these crates. And I just know a lot of people were not a big fan of the skin, so not a lot of people went for this skin. And this skin was released in Season 1, so if you think very few people bought this skin and it was in Season 1, think about how many of those people actually still play Cod Mobile like actively and stuff like that today. You get very few people who have this skin. I'm one of them who got this skin because I want this to be my first skin that I ever copped inside of a crate. And that's why I feel like this is definitely deserving of a top 10 spot, just because I've never seen a player in ranked or a public match with this skin to this day. Alrighty, the number 9 and 8 spot were a little hard to put one in either position. The number 9 and 8 spot, it was a little difficult. But I put the M4 Black and Gold in the number 9 spot. The reason I put the M4 Black and Gold in this number 9 spot is because this was, I think, the first purple rarity M4 skin to release in Cod Mobile, but this was in Season 1, so you had the Type 25 hype, the AK-117 hype, both amazing guns in the game. M4 just wasn't popular. It was a terrible gun. It still isn't the best gun, but think about it like this, guys. Are you going to buy the M4 Black and Gold skin or an AK-117 Black and Gold skin in Season 1? So with that being said, not a lot of people actually went for this M4 Black and Gold skin because it just wasn't a popular weapon. And the skin, maybe people just weren't a fan of the skin. Honestly, the Black and Gold series, I like it, but you're not going to buy or spend like, what, $100 for an M4 Black and Gold skin that you're never going to use in ranked, because if you use an M4 in ranked in Season 1, well, you must be a god at the game, because not a lot of people did. Now coming in at that number 8 spot, we have the HG40 Black and Gold and the ASM10 Black and Gold, but the ASM10 was released, so it's only the HG40 Black and Gold right now. And the reason I put this in front of the M4 Black and Gold is because the HG40 crate was 1440 CP, which is double that of the M4 crate. So as you guys may know, if people didn't go for the M4 Black and Gold, do you think people were going to spend double that for the HG40 and ASM10 Black and Gold, which, let me remind you, were terrible in Season 1. The M4, HG40, and ASM10 were terrible. HG40 and ASM10 were worse than the M4. Honestly, maybe not worse than the M4, but probably like equally as bad as the M4, because they were just really bad guns in Season 1. So not a lot of people went for these skins, simply because of how bad the guns were in Season 1. Alrighty, moving on to that number 7 spot, we have the Y15 Red Action and the DLQ33 Red Action, which are Season 1 Battle Pass crate skins. And now, as you guys may know, getting crates in Season 1's Battle Pass were extremely hard. You had to grind really hard, or actually buy tiers to get these if you couldn't do it through challenges. And let me remind you guys, in Season 1, the Battle Pass didn't end at tier 50 like it does now. The Battle Pass ended at tier 100, so that was double what it is now. So you had to grind through that, and then after that, you got a crate after every Battle Pass tier you increased. And if that weren't bad enough, guys, the drop chance on these weapons in the Battle Pass crate were a 0.60% chance. That is almost half of a percent chance to get these in a crate. And you barely got crates. You had to like buy tiers in the Battle Pass to get like crates for this. And that was a pretty expensive after a while, especially for the drop chance of these skins. And that's why it's definitely deserving to be in the top 10 rarest items and skins inside the game. Coming at that number 6 spot, we have the Holiday Drought, which consisted of the Nomad Garden and of course the AK-117 Holidays. Now this is extremely rare, I suppose, because it was a Season 2 Lucky Draw. I mean, like, that was really long ago. And the price on the Lucky Draws back then, I mean, you may think the prices are bad now. Guys, if you saw the prices on the Lucky Draws back then, you would be kind of shocked. I mean, wait till we get further into this tier list. You guys are going to be a little shocked. To finish the entire Lucky Draw was 18,360 CP, which is almost the equivalent to, what, $200, depending on how you spend your money on Cod Mobile. Or maybe it was equivalent to $200 if you wanted the best CP bundle, I suppose, like to save, like, the best for your money, how to, like, I guess profit, if that's the word I'm looking for. It would be around $200, guys, and now that's pretty insane for a Christmas Lucky Draw. And considering we're going to be coming into Season 8 or 7, I honestly keep forgetting, this was a Season 2 Lucky Draw skin, extremely expensive. Very few people actually got these skins unless you got extremely lucky on the Lucky Draw. And let's be honest, guys, we can't even call these Lucky Draws. These are the unlucky draws. Because if you see someone pull the legendary skin on their first try, you need to like rub their head or something, like get some good luck from them, because it's so rare. And that's why I feel like it's deserving of that top 10 spots on this tier list. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, now we're getting on to the top 5 rarest items and skins in the game. Now these are where the thinking cap had to go on, because I was like, okay, what is the rarest item in the game? And what's deserving of the top 5 rarest items in the game? And at that number 5 spot, I know a lot of you guys commented on my last video about this. It was the Kosmos Lucky Draw with the battery sting and the Razorback Kosmos. I completely forgot about this Lucky Draw. This was released in Season 1, the second Lucky Draw to come to Cod Mobile. And I was surprised when I saw the comments. I was like, wait, what Lucky Draw is that? And I immediately remembered what Lucky Draw it was. It had that yellow battery sting girl, and it also had the Razorback Kosmos. I honestly don't know how I forgot, so since I missed it last video, I knew it had to be high up in the tier list this video, and that it is, because this Lucky Draw was a solid $150 to $200 depending on how you spent your money, and including taxes. This thing was around $200 to get. Insane Lucky Draw to buy. And I feel like because of how, like, I think it was the second ever Lucky Draw release in Cod Mobile, Season 1, and the price of it, very few people got this. And that's why I feel like it's deserving of that top 5 spot on this tier list. Alrighty, coming at that number 4 spot, we have the Halloween Lucky Draw, which was the first ever Cod Mobile Lucky Draw to release. And if you guys don't know, this was kind of like a downhill event for Cod Mobile because of the simple price of this Lucky Draw. I was very excited to get these skins, but when I saw the prices, I knew there was no way I was actually going to go for these skins. This Halloween Lucky Draw was 200 plus dollars. If you include taxes, this was well over $200. This lucky draw was an insane price, and I definitely don't recommend anyone buying this lucky draw because it was just so expensive for the Outrider skeleton, and of course the pumpkin head knife, which was okay. Listen to this, guys. The pumpkin head knife alone was 10,000 CP. That's $100 for a knife. Very few people got this knife and skin just based off the price. The skins looked amazing, but the pricing way too overpriced. And considering it was the first ever lucky draw to release in Cod Mobile, it's extremely OG, so it's extremely rare to see now, and that's why it's deserving of that number 4 spot. Alright, now coming into these top 3s, these didn't really change since my last video. The order I think did change since my last video, but that's because I started thinking. Anyhow, at that number 3 spot, we have none other than the magical eye knife, which was the beta cashback reward. In the beta, it was $50, and I've never ever seen a player with this knife, and that's why it is definitely deserving of a top 3 spot. I've never seen a player with this knife. It was $50 in the beta. There wasn't a lot of beta players, and for the beta players there were, not a lot of them actually went for this skin, and that's why this skin is so rare. It is definitely deserving of a top 3 spot. It's just extremely rare. If you see someone with this skin, man, you better ask them to sell their account to you or something. Like, this is just that rare. However, I feel like eventually Cod Mobile will re-release this skin, but until then, this is definitely deserving of that top 3 spot. Moving into that number 2 spot, we have the Special Ops 4, which was the BR Beta reward. Now, once again, this skin, not a lot of people went for it because Cod Mobile was not ever Battle Royale based, so not a lot of people decided to go, okay, you know what? COD was always a multiplayer based game, so I'm going to go grind the Master 2 and BR and see how it is. Not only was the matchmaking probably extremely long and everything, the matches are extremely long, it could get boring after a while. Very, very few people actually went for this skin, and the grind it took to get to Master 2, oh my gosh, like if you see someone with this skin, you probably will never see someone with this skin. Like, this skin is just that rare. You better like prone on the ground and start kissing that man's feet with if he's wearing this skin in your lobby. Alright, moving on to the number 1 and final spot, the most rare item inside of the game. I gave it to the ASM10 Plasma. And guys, it was hard between the top 3, but I feel like the ASM10 Plasma will take it away. In the global servers anyways, not necessarily the Garena, but in the global servers, the ASM10 Plasma has to be the rarest skin that's ever released to Cod Mobile. This skin was released as a Black Friday offer during Thanksgiving, and I was streaming then, and I didn't have maybe I did have a webcam, not a webcam, a microphone, but I don't know because I didn't really talk in my streams back then. I just kept it silent gameplay. But I remember seeing this bundle on stream, and I pressed it, and it said $7 for an ASM10 Plasma skin, a Plasma smoke grenade, and a Plasma parachute for BR. 3 purple items for $7. Now, okay, guys, think about that now. Can you buy a skin, a purple skin, for $7 now? No. Like, Cod Mobile was like, you know what, give me $25 for that. This skin was released as a Black Friday offer and then immediately removed from the game, never to be seen again to this day. People who got this skin, there were very few, because there were very few people who were actually online at the time. And some people probably wanted to get this skin, however, when they logged in later on, it was nowhere to be found. So this skin is probably the most rare skin I've ever seen inside of this game. I have never gone against a player with this skin. However, with my ASM10 Plasma videos, I do know there's few people who actually have this skin. So with all that being said, guys, that is my top 20 rarest items and skins tier list video. And if you guys do enjoy, make sure to like, comment some positivity down below, and if you're not already subscribed, make sure to subscribe for daily content and everything. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.